we were just talking about, that my neighbor's sister rented for a week for $2 million. Okay. So I'm going to get moving here. The first thing that I want to talk about, and do you think that marketing works?
Yes, all day. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it should be just our life, you know. It shouldn't say, I sell houses, I passed my real estate license. It should be, I am an expert marketer, right?
And I also sometimes sell houses.
And I sometimes I accidentally sell houses. That's exactly what happens. Okay. Well, most of you know, Nexus doesn't know Lance yet, but or maybe you do, we know that Lance has been doing quite well this year. He got invited to go to the summit, and Kathy and I was going to pay for it because of his production. And I've been noticing all of his marketing. So the very first thing is everything centers around Semper Buy Real Estate. Okay, and this carousel was created on KvCore. This is all of the listings that our office has. He built this and had it on his Facebook. I saw it last night, so it was like, you know, I'm going to bring this up. I don't know if here's his function that he just did. Don't know what this is all about. This last week, I think, if you notice his vet even is marketing his brand name. Okay. So I just wanted to point out, you know, marketing works. Lance is making money. The more that we talk about helping each other to market, the more money we're going to make, right? So I think I told you all, I've been marketing in Nextdoor, and the whole theory was not that I was ever going to get a click. Okay. The whole theory was the branding, because Kathy's in my picture is going to end up the very same one as at the bottom, you know, right here, is it going to be on the grocery carts when the grocery store opens, which we're hoping is by November 1. So now the neighbors, because I only market this in 80602. And I'm sure neighbors from elsewhere will be going into the grocery store, but you know, we're trying to just kind of brand ourselves as 80602. So I can't, why can't I ever, there we go, sneak over before, no, come on. Let's see if they've answered me yet. So you see, I got the blue bubble going. Like I always said, every morning I start out with a new question for them, and I'm trying to find out how to, come on, get out of the way. Nope, looks like I unshared. Share screen. I'm trying to find out on the landing page how to put that picture just like we have on the grocery carts. So if they do click on it, they're going to see us first. Let's see if I can grab it here without making it go down. There we go. Instead of having this lady for the background, you can come over here and you can do a custom background, and it's right down here. You can put in a custom background. My problem, and maybe somebody knows, is I can link a URL to get the picture, but I can't post a JPEG or a PNG. I have to actually put in the link to where this picture is. So that's my question into Blue Bubble right now, is how can I put my picture somewhere where it's actually a URL? Anybody have ideas?
I don't really follow. I'm sorry. I don't really follow. You mean the picture in order to link to a URL has to be its own URL from somewhere else? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I found
So you
out.
could stick it on like, I don't know, some online photo Picasso or like Facebook
Yeah,
even.
they have a website called Imager that you can go IMGUR. You can upload images on there, and I think it'll give you the URL that you can share.
Okay, thank you. I will, I'll try that after this session and give that a try. Thank you for that.
No problem.
So that's the next piece is, again, branding. And so I received something from Fairway Mortgage every, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks. I've gotten earplugs, right? They were pretty cheesy, but I used them and they actually worked better than my expensive ones for me trying to sleep because they fit in my ear better. So I could sleep without it poking further into my non-brains. And it was pretty good. But here's the kicker. Kathy walks in and I see this and it's like, oh, I wonder what cheesy thing I'm going to get this time around. Kathy actually thanked Shanda. Shanda used to be our in-house lender years ago. She's awesome, and I still recommend, if you're looking for a secondary lender, she is awesome. My biggest problem with her was as everybody gets busy, they forget to return phone calls. And that was where things got a little dicey. It comes with a postcard. The housing market is popping. So I get this, okay. Now, here's an interesting thing though. This doesn't look very appealing. Okay, so, oh, and I forgot to say, Shanda doesn't even know that these were being sent out. Kathy called her one day and just said, hey, thank you for, I don't remember what one we got. And she's like, what are you talking about? So the company is doing this for her, right? And, but still top of mind. Otherwise, I would have probably forgot that Shanda was ever in the office because we're talking 6 years ago, right? BC, before COVID, all of those different things. So guess what? Direct marketing is still a thing. Well, then I'm reading an article this morning in one of my favorite, wrong one. One of my favorite newsletters that I get every day, and it's called The Hustle. And if anybody wants to get, what's that? If anybody wants to get on The Hustle, I can send you the subscription link. It's free. And I would get like a little bumper sticker, something like that. It'd be really cool stuff. I've promoted 4 people so far. I need one more, but here's what happened. The headline was why home builders are in panic mode. And mortgage rates have jumped from 3 to 6.7% last week. Demand for mortgages dropped 29% year after year. Builders are increasingly skeptical that family buyers will get approved. And another article I just read in the last couple of days was that there's been almost a 30% fallout on new build contracts. Okay, so and which I guess coincides with this 29% for the demand of mortgages, but the builders are truly in panic mode. Then what was really cool, another place in the article, I found out about trends, which you have to pay to subscribe to, but they always give you teasers. So I was running through it, and it was an article on direct mail, and they're projecting that it's really going to increase. Let's see here. See, I read it too long ago. Now I can't even remember what I read. Checking the bar graph though, and looking how much of an increase in direct mail, okay? Well, the reason they're attributing that, number one, is because costs, pay-per-click and all of those are going through the ceiling, and they were actually, there was a chart here. Yeah, here we go. on the different categories. And so if you're in the beauty department trying to market on pay-per-click, look at that, 41% increase in costs. Now, there's been some title reps out there thinking that they're the professional marketers and have been telling people that don't do any direct marketing that that's like old school.
Yeah.
Well, why is it that the big businesses are all believing that direct marketing is the thing? Here's the kicker. This thing I didn't even read it until I brought it in here, but I saw Fairway. I knew it was Fairway. That's all that matters, right? The popcorn doesn't matter at all. If you didn't see it, I just threw it on the floor. It has no value. It's that I saw Fairway for how many times of branding. That's what the direct mail is all about. Okay, there, I'm done. I wish I could show you guys more of what I accomplished with my newsletter, but I have been blue bubbling for days. Oh, I got an answer. Landing pages are partially, you can change the text and background image. Yeah, have your own background image. Here are step-by-steps using Photo Bucket. Now, that was what the computer told me, the what do you call them? IM? No, artificial AI. Told me, so I'm still waiting for somebody to get back to me on that. To do a newsletter, as we talked about last week, you can go in here. I panicked yesterday because I could not find my template that I had built. Well, that was because I was in the company one and not. Okay, so lesson number 1 that I've learned is put an A in front of anything that you're building so that it's at the front instead of having to go 4 pages over to find teamwork. Okay, so that was the first thing that I learned. Now, coming over here, this took me 2 days to get an answer that made sense. That included asking Crystal, and Crystal didn't know either. So there's the beginnings of it. I've got my header done. I think this is all going to go back away because when I looked at it from the phone, it had this first, and then each one of these had to scroll before I could get to the important goods down below.
Got it.
Okay.
Looks good.
Yeah, 1 second. So I had Crystal, and this was so small, the working news, that when I emailed it, my preview, you could not read it. Magnifying glass might have worked. And I couldn't figure it out. It said auto width was at 100%, but yet it was really going from about here to here on the screen. Is that about right, Crystal? Well, guess what? I finally got an answer, and there it is. Okay, so did I earn my keep for the week?
And is that
read that above that bar that you remember? What does that read that area?
I'm sorry?
content areas with, or content area width.
Right, but it's in the settings general options. I was over in the content area right here, and so I was lost, and you know, so what I did is I actually took a screenshot of it, emailed it in, and waited until probably almost 3 or 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, got my answer, and I had something to show off today, right? Right?
That wasn't just your view, that's the actual width of what's going to be presented.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because then you can actually send a test. Let's see what the preview does. Yeah, okay, here's the preview. So it's looking better. I think Nexus is in the way, no? There was a way to do mobile. I saw for a second. Okay. Well, anyway, preview. Let's see if I can. Nope, still can't find mobile on there. So next project that I'm working on is this button. will actually take me to a link on my website for this house. Problem is, I haven't been able to figure out how to steal the house JPEG off of the website. So that'll be next project. Right click, save pictures, does not allow me to do JPEG. It leaves it as a,
PNG.
no, not even a PNG. It definitely,
Online file.
it takes it back to the computer. So that's what I got for the day. But, you know, if I can save you all even, well, I mean, that step only takes a millisecond to do, but it took me 24 hours to find it, right? Okay, so,
I have a question.
yes, please.
So in general, do you leave your heading the same every time, every month?
I'm going to, yes.
Okay, just
Yeah, and so what is so cool, and I found I have a link to building a newsletter on here. The first thing is, do I want to close without saving? Yes. The first thing is you could take one of their newsletters, you could clone it, and then you could make some changes. The lady that I was watching, she's the one that actually works for KvCore, actually does the newsletters if you want to pay for their service, okay? So about every 5-10 minutes, she was doing a plug on that she could do that all for us, okay? But the thing that she said was almost all of them come with too much material. And nobody's going to want to change all that material, nor is anybody going to read all that material. And so she recommended just making your own. And what that is, as you can see up above here, that I'm in templates right now. Then you could actually plug it into one of your, pardon me, into one of your campaigns. But what I wanted to do was build this template so that everything, oh, and then you see the clone right there. So I could clone it every month and to make my changes, or I can just go in and make the changes and then save it, one or the other. But what I want to do is have like 4 listings and then 1 article. And I haven't decided where I'm going to put those in there yet, but because I'm just trying to learn how to make all the buttons work and then go from there. So my goal is to have the newsletter completely done and up and running by November 1.
And you're planning to just send that out monthly?
Yes.
And have it look very similar?
Yes.
So once you get your template, you just update a few things?
Correct. And when it comes on the email, I won't be able to find it right now, but when everything that comes out of our website says the team that keeps on working for you as the header on the email. Mm-hmm. So even if they don't open it,
they've exposed. I
have branded again, Fairway. I have branded again our slogan, okay, over and over again. So that's been my project. So let's move on. Next is I'm gonna pick on you first. How's that?
That's fine.
All right, I picked on you last week. So update us on you were telling me a little bit about what you've been doing this week. Update us on what you've been doing to get yourself in the groove.
I got a URL set up, and I got a new email that I'm going to be attaching with that, getting that all set. I'm going to be sending, actually, I was going to ask you, I guess the form for